Well, hi, what's up? So this video is particularly it's basically 11:50 p.m. and it's 28th April, and I'm sitting in my house. Uh, and so it's about to be midnight in 10 minutes, and I just got done with my dilation. So I just felt like making this video because I feel like there's a lot that I have inside me that I want to like really speak it out. The specs were reflecting this, so I had to kind of remove. So, um, I just had SRS on 4th of March, um, 2022. Yeah, I had my SRS. After having my SRS, I was pretty much. So the first thing that I want to say is that I was not prepared mentally for SRS. It's pandemic happening and all that, and I was actually going through a lot of like financial crisis before going to Thailand to get my surgery done. So I was very caught up in saving the funds, or like just figuring out the whole transaction. Also, my passport issue was there because I was in the whole process of changing the gender on my passport. So that was another thing. So I had like couple of things on my plate that made me actually not take time to process that I'm going to Thailand to get my SRS done. So I was in a phase of like like almost like, okay, how you would want to get a certain work done quickly, ASAP, because it's just like something that you have to get it done, right? um, Definitely the idea of SRS, I always wanted to get it done, but the process, managing the funds, doing the legal work, creating and jugadifying all the documents really made it feel like it really like took my attention, or my focus off SRS, and it became very much about the process, like things that I had to do in order to be in Thailand. So I went to Thailand and I was in quarantine time for 5 days, and all that happened and everything. And then it's 4th of March. And first of all, the process of SRS, you have to give yourself 3 days prior, because you have to clear all your bowel. And you should, of course, like your surgeon's gonna be doing all the surgery, so, and it's your like private parts and everything. So you have to make sure that your intestines and all of that is like clear. There's no poop or any sort of like residue inside, all that shit. um, but absolutely, so that period of the wo 3 दिन, when I had to clear everything, and I had to take all these solutions to like, almost I went through a phase of like diarrhea, जहाँ पे I was constantly pooping to clear everything out, for and or just being trying to be prepared for the surgery. So that was one part. I was completely fasting, not really fasting. Yeah, it was kind of like a fast, because I had to go on water diet, and then gradually, like from liquid diet to water diet, and then over nothing at all. And then तुम्हारा SRS होता है, your surgery happens, and then um, so the moment might feel very like, oh my god, मुझे ऐसा feel हो रहा था like as if like, okay ठीक है, अब मैं SRS करने जा रही हूँ, I'm going there. And the nurse was taking me from first floor to second and all that things, and like some tests were being done. um, it didn't hit me that much that oh god, I'm gonna have my SRS. Especially, it does not, definitely it hurts, because like they try to figure out the veins, and like they anesthesia dete and all that. But when you wake up as if you have woken up, from a good sleep, like you were sleeping because of anesthesia. So you have no idea what you went through. But the moment you wake up, that's when you know things start to, like, your mind is like, oh my god, what did you just do to yourself? Because it's more than, because definitely you are under painkillers and under the influence of all the medication and all that, so of course you're not feeling pain. But when you wake up, you definitely feel the amount of discomfort. It's huge. um okay, SRS ho gaya, you're done, and then it's just that you are supposed to. Why is my Siri like all that?
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
Sorry for that. But yeah, my SRS was done and all clear. Now I come back to my hotel after spending 4 days. Until the time I was taking medicines, painkillers, it was fine. But when I came back home, it was almost like I felt this. I understood the depth of recovery, of getting recovered. That's gonna take time. I'm still recovering. And that time when I went in for the surgery, by any means, I don't regret my surgery for sure, because that's something that was meant to happen, and I was completely prepared for it, in a sense, like I knew that I'm gonna go through the surgery. But it was sudden, it was quick, and that's what's hitting me, and that's what hit me back then also. So I came back and I realized, oh my god, like, just like how you graduate from a bicycle to a bike, and then from that bike to the car, to a car or whatever, like. So before the SRS, I was very much like already on the bike, you know. I was very much in the phase of just, you know, because pandemic थोड़ा बहुत हटने लग गया था, and then life start हो रही थी, and then I was getting work and I was just going out, I was doing all that, and suddenly there's like bam, you're supposed to just stay in bed, relax, don't go anywhere, you cannot even if you want to. It was something, man. It is something. First, then on top of it comes your complications. I had complications. I went in for 2 revision surgeries. The first time I had my revision surgery, so imagine, like, when I had my SRS, I was completely, like, of course, like, on anesthesia, general anesthesia. And yes, I had no idea. At least I did not know what happened, and I woke up with the final result. Sounds better and definitely is better. But if you are going for the revision, this time I was given local anesthesia. So now the process of local anesthesia is so painful because they're directly targeting that area where they have to do the revision. So I had a problem with the skin tearing tissue, skin tearing up. So basically, one of my labia was not in a good condition because the skin had, like, sort of stretched, and it was my almost, you can say that it was like a big wound. My flesh was visible, almost, you could say, and it was thank god, because of the painkillers I did not feel the pain though. But I did take time to sort of heal on its own for whatever time period that my nurse told. And after that, I was just scheduled a revision surgery. So when this revision surgery happened, it was so painful because they gave me local anesthesia right in that area, and it's so painful because they inject that local anesthesia and then around that area, so like four, कैसे बताऊँ अब and when the injection is like it pinches and it's so painful because the anesthesia is also going in, so like okay. After that process of anesthesia going in, thank God it got over, and right after that, like, they started my revision, and it was like pretty much not a very pleasant experience because I was awake the whole time, even though I could not feel the pain, but I did feel a little bit very like here or there, like at times I knew that something was happening. And the fact that I was just lying there for like 2 hours straight up, like, just not really 2 hours, but like an hour, I just straight up just waiting, man. It was not cute. After I come back home, that's when everything hit. The pain, everything, and I was just super supremely in a bad condition. I was just checking the time, it's already 11 minutes. It was just crazy. It was very crazy. After that, now comes the dilation part. Now, dilation is something that really slapped. It felt like a big slap on my face. It's so bad of me to say that because now my perception has changed a bit. That's why I'm able to talk to you about this, specifically about dilations. But dilation is when you have to maintain your vaginal depth and like whatever, the width and like whatever. So you have to dilate because it's a freshly formed organ that you have, and your body might register it will register it as a wound, and it will try to close it. So you have to make sure that you keep dilating so that it stays open. So I'm supposed to dilate 3 times a day and for 15 minutes each, which comes down to 1.5 hours because you have to like prepare, put sheets and all that. The whole process takes like around 1.5 hours every time you do dilation. It's hectic. I have to say it's hectic because it consumes a lot of, imagine like you're so used to going out, doing your things and all that, and suddenly you are supposed to do this just as a part of like, how would you of your life, like just like how you would poop, just like how you would wake up and like sleep and like take shower and all that. You are supposed to dilate. Crazy. That is something that really, really, really felt like my life has kind of like slowed down really, really. What do you say? बहुत ज़्यादा. So it just felt like my life. I don't know, man. It's something. First, it hurts. Dilation, of course. In the beginning, it hurts. And if there is some sort of and I wouldn't say I'm unlucky because I truly feel I'm not unlucky. But in this, I was kind of unfortunate that I had another complication I developed because I had gone through the revision surgery. So I was dilating before that also. So before my revision surgery, and there are 5 numbers of dilators that I have: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I was on number 2. So 3 dilators I was using before my first revision surgery. And after my revision surgery, I was supposed to start from the scratch and use 0. So for a week I was using 0, then 1, and then I come down to 2, and then suddenly I have this another problem. My in like my vaginal opening, I had granulation tissue, which is extra tissue formed, and it causes pain and all that. So I had to go in for another revision surgery, where this time, thank God, was not that painful, because they put a lot of medication, some sort of a lube that helped with the pain, and then they did something, whatever. And thank God, granulation tissue is something that's it's extra skin, it's dead and all that. So it was easy in a sense to get through it. It was 15 minutes of work, but I was scared the whole time, and of course I was awake. The injection that they gave me to sort of relax me down definitely made a huge difference when it comes to the anxiety. And I'm a person who could control my this anxiety and all that. I'm a person who could control that, and I can very well behave. But that time it was just I was just a mess. I was craving for. I told this nurse that I had very come close to. I had become very close to her because she would visit me every day. So I told her, okay, Shri, you cannot leave the room. Her name is Shri. So I told her, you cannot, because she was the only person whom I knew. I had this motherly feel. I had to tell her, you have to stay. And then after they gave me the injection to relax me down, definitely felt okay, something that I can okay, I'm ready for this. But the moment doctor sat, the surgeon, Dr. Shatabud, he sat and he started touching. The moment he touched me, that anxiety level was not that much, but I did panic a little bit. But there was no pain, because I got reminded of my first revision surgery and it was painful. So, no. And then I came back, and then I was again back to number 0, because the opening was again very tight. So imagine the kind of I had to restart my dilation from the scratch twice. I did that. So the pain, and the pain, the discomfort, you cannot. Oof. Anyways, that's my friends Monica and Pragati who did that, and it says welcome home. The moment I came back from Thailand, that they surprised me, so that's why that's up there, and I haven't taken that off. I am really happy to share this because I was crying a while back, feeling sad. It's most probably because I've been off my hormones for a long time, and I still have to visit my doctor to check my hormones level and really get back to that, the dosage and everything. But man, this feels good to make the video. I kind of feel people need to really understand what they're putting themselves into, and any sort of surgery, be it anything, okay? And I'm talking about surgery, not laser, I come laser. No, surgery. Every surgery has it's the recovery time is not a nice time, okay? So guys, whatever you see out there, the person got the surgery the next day, the third day, and in a week it's perfect. Doesn't happen. Definitely depends on the surgery part. If I talk about SRS, it's a pretty hectic surgery. So And if anyone asks me, hey, should I go for the surgery? Should I go for the SRS? And if it's just this question, there's no interrogation that I have done from my side in order to find out if this person really needs this, my answer is gonna be no. Don't go for any surgery. If you can stay happy, and if you are happy, if you are that person who could stay happy without your SRS, I would recommend 1000% don't go for it. Do I regret my SRS? No, honey. It's hectic. Oh, hell yeah. Do I want to go back to my normal life? I guess pretty much yes, very much. Do I recommend people to not go through SRS? Completely personal choice. But what's my stand on any sort of surgery? Don't go for it. Will I go for surgeries in future? Maybe. For only aesthetic purposes. Do I recommend surgeries? No. Do I feel like surgeries come from a place of insecurities? Yes, very much in relationship to the society. I do feel that. As much as I understand being a trans person, surgeries can be very, very vital for your mental peace. But I do feel that mental peace has been, disturbed because of a lot of insecurity and the perspectives and like how a person sees himself or herself in relation to the in respect to the society and all that. So I do feel that there's a big part of that which comes from that, but doesn't mean that you're not supposed to, anyways. So we need to really acknowledge the fact that someone who's not trying to go through any sort of surgery and claims to be a trans person is a trans person. And if I say that, hey, I am a woman, but I don't feel like getting vaginoplasty done, I'm still a woman because it's a state of mind. You're just not that gender that you're born with. But surgeries, yes or no, you are what you are. But I have to say that surgeries are not very cute scenario. You really have to wait a long time for the outcome to be visible in a sense where you feel complete, because still I had my surgery on 4th of March, I had my revision on 3rd of April, then I had another revision on 18th of April. So I'm probably by now I'm definitely like in a state of mind where I see down there it's not all healed or whatever. I'm still in the phase. It's way better for sure. But I have to say that surgeries, just inform yourself, especially by the recovery period. Ask people who have gone through, and ask multiple people. Ask someone who's a little more sort of just metabolism is kind of similar to yours, so that how much time will you be taking to recover, because it's different with different people. But yeah, pretty much that's it. And one thing more, people who have gone through the SRS or are planning to go through SRS from Dr. Shetaput in Thailand, which is WIH hospital. And in case you're thinking about, so basically you're supposed to do dilations 50 minutes thrice a day for 2 years, and then after that you can go for 2-3 days a week. And I truly feel that 3 times is definitely necessary, because every time I've skipped the 3rd time and I've only done dilation twice a day, where I've done the dilation in the morning and the evening, I have experienced the tightness. Maybe it's just me, but this is what I've experienced, that my vaginal opening becomes a little tighter and then it hurts again while dilating. So 3 times pretty much works for me, and I can progress. That's how I can progress to bigger dilators, because my body is getting a little used to that while I'm dilating. But if I am not dilating thrice a day, it's pretty, I'm stuck. So follow whatever your doctor says, and like definitely do that. If you have any questions, just like ask me in the comment box below, and we'll see if I would like to answer or not. I am Lasya Khalise, and I'm signing out. Bye.